So, for episode 2 of the Reincarnation series, this was probably the most requested jet I've seen so far, because a lot of people were commenting that I should make it, and that's the Foxbat. Here it is. Now, despite this plane not having any air intakes or afterburners, you guys still wanted to see it. I mean, that's the whole reason I didn't really post it, because it didn't have any air intakes or afterburners. So it's just like, I'm not gonna post this, but you guys seen that you guys wanted it, so here it is. As a cockpit, this pretty cool layout. I think it's kind of similar to the YF-23, but it also has a cannon, and yet overall looks pretty cool. It's not that difficult, not as difficult as like the Python or like the Draken or anything like that. Yeah, I already said that in the folding tutorial. I record the intro separately. But yeah. Let's fold it. Alright. Time to start the folding for the Foxbat. This model isn't too hard, I'd say. Look at that, I already got a rip in my paper. Let me repair that real quick. But yeah, like I said in the intro, this model isn't too... I wouldn't say this model's as hard to fold compared to like the Draken or the Python. But we're gonna do the same thing we did for the Python. And we're gonna start by making a bird base with the top squashed out. Yep. And once like I said in the Foxbat tutorial, this just makes folding the first steps of the model a lot easier, doing it like this. No, wrong side. Sorry. And then, yep, make the Vulcan base. This plane also uses Vulcan base. Also, just to say, this is I'm probably gonna, after this episode, probably gonna take a little break just like a 1 video break, or maybe 2 video break from the Reincarnation series, because I'm gonna try to get out another plane before I forget how to fold it. I think it also uses a Vulcan base. Yeah, I've just been using the Vulcan base a lot. And then there's also another plane I have. It's not too hard. It uses Archangel's F-14 base for that one. It's a pretty easy plane, to be honest. Alright, but we're just folding the machine gun here. This is probably going to be like a 20-minute video. The Foxbat isn't too hard. Alright, but now we have to unfold this. Take this flap and unfold this all out. All we're doing is making a frog base inside there. Open this up here and just fold a bird base here, essentially. So if you've never done this fold before, we're going to just fold like this. So, see, these are the pieces. These should all be mountains here, and then these should be valleys. We're just gonna fold it so it all comes together. And if you need to do this, you can, where you fold it down like this, but I don't really need to do that. But just take this so you have this here. Fold this point down, and we're going to fold up here and pop the sides in on both sides. So if you have experience in origami, that step probably is familiar to you and not that hard. And then we're gonna collapse back in on the sides. And then you fold up here. You just fold these into little tabs here. Alright, so now we have the flap for the machine gun, and this flap, which will become the landing strut, front landing strut. So it'll reverse out like that. But before we work on the wings and the missile racks, let's go here. Let's make a couple of important pre-creases here. Because the model will be really hard if you don't do these. So get these. This flap will become the cockpit. Well, before we do that. Yeah, before we actually outside reverse that, my fault, sorry. Let's actually make these creases here. Alright. There we go here. Take these folds out, take all these out. I'm gonna open this up now. You might want to fold this down, but you want to open this up here and fold on this line to there like that. Just like that. Alright, now we're just folding these tabs up. I have it like this just to make sure I match it correctly. And we're gonna go here and reverse fold it in on both sides. We're gonna fold it to the other side. All right. Now we have the main, we have the front of the wings. Basically this entire front section done for now until we add the cockpit. So now that we've done that, we can now, I'm pretty sure we can now, yeah, go back here and do this fold that I wanted. So we're gonna fold this up, which will also help with us folding the landing gear and the cockpit. Make sure it's centered. And we're gonna also take this flap up and fold it up until it meets this point here. And then fold it a little bit ahead of these lines here, because you'll need those for a reference when close sinking the landing gear. So you now should have this array of creases. And we're just gonna fold it back in, and we will work on the wings. We'll fold these two flaps up. Take these pockets and fold them down. And fold this here, just like we're folding Pathfinder or a jet like that, just a pretty basic jet. And then we'll take this out, fold here, and squash down there. These are going to become our pylons. And this is the part I also need to remember, because the rest of the plane is pretty self-explanatory. They're actually made kind of simply. First, we're gonna fold the vertical stabilizers out, and we're gonna close sync them. So we're just gonna fold here and reverse that crease, pop it, so it's like on this side now. And now we're going to take this crease up, and we're going to just reverse it into the model. After that, I actually recommend doing this right now, because it makes folding this part a lot easier. We're gonna actually fold the wings up on the model. Alright, just fold the wings up. just so we have this crease here, we're going to take this here. We're going to go and fold it so it actually lands onto there. See, so this tip lands on the crease and it extends down to the model here. And then, so if you want more inner, if you want it to be more inside, then you would fold it like this, and then we just jet fold, and then it would have more of an internal. The javelin missiles would lay inside of the plane's keel, but if you want it to be more out, so it would so it's like meat popping out from the wings, so it looks like that. If you want a flight model, I'd suggest you fold it more in, but for a display model, I'm gonna fold it out a bit more, just like that. But make sure it's still parallel. This line here, this white line, is still parallel to that crease there. Okay, and now we're gonna move back here. Is that ripping? A little. We're going to fold down here and just make a crease that goes from this point to this point. And you might have folded your pylons too far out, so it might actually start to bend here. So you don't want that to happen. So you would have to just go back and make sure your pylon is closer to this crease we made here. And then now you just take this like this and fold like that. And now we can go again and fold everything back up. Now we're going to take this crease up and just pedal fold it. Make sure you have a crease there, because there are these tiny increment creases here that we're going to fold along like that on both sides. Just like that. And we're actually gonna close sync these. Now this is a really hard close sync because it's small and it's really pointed. So what I suggest you do is that you can just fold it in a little bit and close sync it like this, because this close sync doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be close synced a little bit. The way I folded it too much. So we have it like that. And then you can repeat that on the other side. And I'm not creasing it down that hard, because it's not amazing. But now we're gonna go in here and take this flap up so it creates this triangle in here. You see it close sinks, we'll just want to open up there. So that should come really easily. If you did it correctly. Fuck. Why does that always happen? I'm telling you, man, this foil paper is so weak. Oh my god, the locking mechanism is gonna... No, that's gonna be the landing gear. Well, whatever. It'll be fine. So now we have to fold the cockpit, and I don't like folding the cockpit normally. Like, so it's just a normal cockpit. I actually like to fold it between this line here and then this little line here. I fold it like around the halfway point there. It gives a nice cockpit. Alright, so just fold the cockpit. This should be pretty simple. Oh my god. The rip is ruining the model. Alright, there we go. Now let's fold the landing gear. So we take this crease, and what I do for the landing gear, I just fold it up to this crease up to here. But it's really just an approximation. I would even fold it a little bit less. That part looks like it's about to rip. Rip. But we're gonna do this and fold this into thirds. A nice trick for folding into pretty accurate thirds is by folding like this, then folding like this, and bringing that this crease to this horizontal line crease. And then it folds pretty good thirds. That's the trick I use when I'm fold landing gear like this. you can fold these, just these pylons down like that. And yeah, just ready to be jet folded. The jet fold will, yeah, happen here. You just take it, yep, of course my stupid paper ripped there, whatever. Something, oh, I forgot to fold in the wingtips. Yeah, fold in your wingtips. I don't think I was supposed to fold the locking mechanism like that. I think it was supposed to be 2 times. Alright, the plane's coming together. Now we just take this, pull it down and back a little, pull it up, you fold it in, and then you can fold it to the side. And take down the front landing strut. and continue to shape the plane. And I don't have any javelin missiles on me, but you can put it, you put them in through those and they come up along the fuselage. But there it is. That's a Foxbat. Hope you're able to fold it.